the street lighting, I will agree with you that to some extent it's a problem in the metropolis. And there are reasons to that. And it's not to suggest too that management and the council is doing nothing about it. First of all, what we see in Cape Coast are fiber poles. And these are fiber poles erected over, I think, about 20 or 25 years ago by President Kufuor. And so maintaining a fiber pole, a street light, which is a fiber pole, and that which is a thick pole are two different things. The connections with the street lighting, which are with fiber, the fiber poles ones, are, let me say, the whole connection, the whole system has to be looked at. Because these are lights that were connected 20 years ago. And so, like you said, if there is a national assignment or there is a program, attempt will be made to bring them on. But within a short time, the actual strength of the pole, the actual current strength of the pole will expose you. I said this at one of our RESEC meetings, and then the suggestion was that we put up a proposal to change the whole lighting system in the metropolis. And that one is a huge cost. We have also forwarded that to the energy ministry. The West Department, like I said, they've costed everything, attached the necessary documents. I have signed, we have sent to the energy ministry, hoping that we'll hear from them, and then try and change all the fiber poles into wooden poles. The stretch that you mentioned, from UCC to Pedu Junction to Agri, they are all fiber poles. And these fiber poles are connected underground. So in your absence, at midnight, whatever anybody is embarking on any exercise, and through that, he cuts any of the cables, because you are unable to locate exactly where you have to work on, it means you have to lay another set of cables or another line of cables, which is costing the assembly a lot. And because they will eventually go and join the very old ones that I said in the beginning that they are over 20 years ago, you won't have the strength that you need to have, and within a short time, the light will go off again. Another issue we're facing with regard to fixing the fiber poles was the machine that we used to fix the problems at the top. You know, in dealing with the street lighting issues, we have those problems that you face underground and those at the top. And the ones at the top, you need the man lift to deal with it. And the whole region, you and I know we are depending on that of the ECG. By the grace of God and by some measures put in place, now we own one. The Assembly just procured one, I think about 2 months ago. We need to fix the necessary attachment to make sure that it comes back on the road so that we can start using it. We also have to register it and all that. So that is one measure that we as an assembly have taken to deal with some of the issues regarding street lighting. So whilst we wait for the response from the energy ministry, we put together several memos to deal with the situation stretch by stretch. You spoke about Bakano to Ola via St. Augustine's. Recently, we had to work on the underground cables, and now we are waiting to complete the necessary attachment of the boom to complete the top one and see how best that can be resolved. Together with other places, when you take ECG, like Tantry to Third Ray Junction, we have similar problems. We are also working on them. So like I say, we work on street light every day. People think we don't do anything. We work on them every day. But because we need a total replacement of the system, you work on them, and within a short time, the actual strength will expose you. And so it will look like you are not working on them at all, because just after a short period, it goes off again, and it will look like you are not working on them. But like I said, every day we work on street lights, and we'll keep working on them until we have the support that we need to have a total change of the system, where we move from the fiber poles to the T-poles. That one is connected at the top, so you hardly have problems with them going off and all that. At the same time, we are also looking at replacing some of them too with solar. And so we have a supplier who gave some samples, and we are studying them for some time, because we have to look at the durability. So he has given about 4 samples. We have fixed them in town. So far, because it's solar, you won't have the brightness as the other one, but it is still better than darkness. And so we are giving it a look. We are studying it, that after some time, if we are okay, if the engineers advise that it's okay, then that one, you have no cable problem, you have nothing, you just need to go and fix it, and then it will be working. So we are looking at the two, appealing to the Energy Ministry to support us to have a complete change of the system, and also replacing some areas with the solar type of it. With the engagements, with those engaging in sand winning, I must say that we've done enough. Personally, I have embarked on that public education along the coast, if I could remember, for more than 6 times. And so, where we are now, and the kind of damage that is being caused, especially with the sea defense project that is going on, already some parts are being destroyed already. And this is an $88 million project we are talking about. So, yes, engagement, but I think we've done enough. It's always there. They are always going out after the Pragya and those who are not going by what we are telling them. And so we want to use the same approach going into the sand winning operations, where initially we'll come out strongly for some weeks or say days, and then later we get a permanent task force to be in place. By so doing, we are looking at 2 cycles of operations, day and night, because like you rightly said, most of these sand winning operations happens after office hours, and sometimes even at dawn. And so we need a lot of commitment to make sure that this happens and this works. So at our level, we have discussed all of those, and we know that we need to put in extra effort if we want to succeed in this direction. And so that is what I will say on that. On a bribery allegation, it is everywhere. It's not limited to police, it's not limited to NADMO, it's not limited to any other body. Even our own Metro Guard, you hear every day that that is what happens. But we as a council are giving that strong signal that going forward we are not going to entertain that. That is where we have serious evidence on that. If it so happens that we have any evidence on that, I can assure you whoever will do that will have a serious problem to deal with. And so, apart from that, there are instances where you go and get somebody who has faulted in this direction, and there will be cause. Oh, Mayor Siwunjano, or this police commander is asking now, he's my nephew, he's my brother. All those issues have been discussed. This is a serious operation. It's not one that we are going to sit back and then be swayed by certain actions and certain pressures coming on us for us to move away from what we intend to do. And so that issue of bribery and little favors just to get people off the hook is not one that is going to be our focus. I can assure you that with this particular arrangement, we are really going to go after them and make sure that we apply whatever we discuss at the Security Council level, so that we can achieve the necessary success that we need to. Light here will be saying once MCC. I be scanning light the brain. Street light, I be scanning all the brain assembly. But we have to fix it. Somebody mentioned potholes. I be scanning potholes or the brain assembly. But you have to fix it. You understand? We go for various programs by no fault of yours. You have to have money to buy fuel and go for the program. We do a lot of other things on your revenue generating thing, but you have to pay for it. They are all IGF. So IGF, if you have, there are various things, including those that don't give us any money. So if you want to limit one operation to one something, what happens to the street light? Says the for Prague can hear Prague and then for Prague related issues in Gotin. You have building permits, you have building permit related issues in Gotin. How do you do the street light? How do you provide water? When you are doing sanitation day, you give fuel for people to go and clean gutters, fuel for fire service, although blow gutters, other unable use one allowances that you have to give to them. If you want to use every IGF specifically for where it's coming from, new project, how do you deal with the other issues? So please, don't fall for that kind of. As for the waste management issue, I agree with you 100%. And I think, I explained here one sometimes they come into the question will be into then. Because it has been our source to a Zoom Lion. And whenever it happens like that, we have to go back to them and then make sure that they go and do the work. And I've been doing it. But because it's not a direct function of the assembly, when you are pushing them and you are not getting results, you can only push. And then sometimes when it gets worse, you kind of do some recommendations and see how the center will handle it. Because it's not a source from our level, it's a source from the center. That is not to say that because your waste management department and the payment by American Mumbi, men do office when I started my friend, YE Metro Director, and a Zoom Lion regional manager, and then the Metro manager. When they pay my friend winner, unfortunately I couldn't get them, and so we work on it. The containers now are some your containers on your complete. Per the contractor, you need Zoom Lion one containers or your supply man on your complete. But the information they give us is that they are working on it. Or fabricate to be into oil or the barbershop. And pampan so a boom so there. And it's ono a belief him and a full barbership. Menkade, I don't only be still a BO system, but gradually they are working on it, they are changing it. And so we'll put pressure and then internally the environmental health unit on waste management so. How we can, because it involves waste management, I be scared of the IGF, and so we have to find money and make sure that complement the Zoom Lion layer, because although they are on a contract, it's a problem. So we'll work on that one too. In fact, some kind of oversight to say, or a referral, but it's part of the operations. Because I agree with you that one too is a problem.